Yo, what is going on, everybody? We are going to be doing a breakdown of 5 POIs that I think are going to be the best for landing for squads for Reverse2k's tournament. So to start it off, we're going to go to 2k's home, Dirty Docks, and I'll just turn on all the important stuff nearby. Perfect. Okay. The reason why I think this is the #1 drop spot is, first off, it has so many 100% spawn mechanical parts. First off, there's so many 100% mechanical parts. Plus that you have tons of cars nearby. You have an NPC in here. She usually drops like a blue AR for 50 gold, so you can have a chance to get 100% AR here. But I mean, there's so much parts around that you can get that for sure. Not only that if this is in zone, you can also fish. Let's turn on fishing rods and fishing holes. You have mad fishing spots over here, mad fishing spots over here as well. So if this is in zone, you can for sure fish. But the most important thing is that you leave 30 with a blue makeshift and a mech AR or whatever, and you run over to junk. Go right over here down the junk. If you need any more mechanical parts, you farm them here if they're there. If not, and the dummy's still here and whoever was nearby didn't kill it, you just upgrade your guns here and you go green makeshift to blue makeshift, and then you upgrade. But I mean, it's crazy. With all of this nearby, it's a ridiculous POI. The only downside is that because it's on the far right of the map, you will have to rotate far, especially if zone pulls all the way over here. But with the loot around here and the fishing holes and everything like that, and if you find like a good drop, so if you guys do something like this where you own this part here, this person like dips back first, and then everyone meets up over here, and then you just decide where do you want to push from, something like that. But that's just an example. You could even like split it like this. Here you go, 1, 2, 3, and 4. You guys loot all of this, then decide, okay, do we want to dip out, hit the dummy, upgrade, or do we want to stick around and fight? Alright, now we're going to go to #2, which is Pleasant Park. So let's fly over to Pleasant Park. And I think this is #2 because of what's nearby and what's inside. First off, we have an upgrade. We don't have a lot of 100% mechanical parts. I mean, there are 6 in here, so pretty good. But there are a fuck ton of cars all around it. And with squads, I mean, for everyone to get a pump, 6 mechanical parts, so 6, 12, 18, 24. And then if everybody wants to get a scar, let's say 2 people run a scar, so we have, what is that, 36, and then 2 people get blue ARs, and that's what, 4 parts? Or 44 parts, what you need for everybody to get something. But you also have a bunker chest, so maybe someone gets a scar out of that or whatnot. But also importantly, we have 2 bunker chest spawns over here. If you ever watched the Stealthy or the Pleasant video, if these guys don't land on here and they just go into Stealthy, then one of your boys can whip over, grab the shit, and come back. Now, the downside of Pleasance, in my opinion, the reason why it's not #1 is because if it's conned by 2 teams, then it's going to be shambles. Okay, there's all the loot is kind of like in its own house, so that means everyone has a chance to loot up, use all the shields, and then you end up fighting, and then if you win it, you might leave Pleasant with like nothing because all of the shields and loot was used for the people that landed there. That might force you to loot other spots on the way there. Usually in stackers, bridge will be gone, so you might be able to hit down here, maybe hit Spire, or you go to the right, you hit bridge, which may or may not be there, hit these chests, head into. So that's why it's in second, because of all the cars nearby, the upgrade, the 3 bunker chests within the area, and I mean it's free rotates here, and it is kind of in the center, so wherever zone pulls, unless it pulls down here, then you're pretty much free for rotate. #3, I have Craggy. Fly up here to Craggy. I put Craggy as #3 and not ahead of Pleasant, just because Pleasant does have the 2 bunker chests nearby and is a little bit more centered in the map. But Craggy does have slurp barrels, so there are 10 slurp barrels in here and 3 over here at the upgrade, and has more efficient spots than Pleasant because Pleasant is in the middle. But it's also a little bit more drop oriented than Pleasant. I mean, Pleasant is if you're going bunker, but because it's surrounded by mountain here, you gotta have the perfect drop if you're coming from the mountainside any of these ways. But Reason why this is number 3 is because if your full squad lands here, then you know you get max shield, and then you can push out into like here and find loot for your team before, you know, wiping the rest of the place. Then if you land over here, you get bunker chest, and you have the option to rotate back and upgrade and maybe hit the slurp barrels as well. But whatever, find a split that works well for you guys. You have an upgrade, so get to, you know, a green makeshift, upgrade up to a blue, then use the mechanical parts around. Now the downside is that there's only 300% mechanical parts spawn, but there are a little bit, like a few car spawns. I mean, not all these will spawn, so you might get like 3 to 4 cars. Any more than that, unless you're unlucky, more than you're lucky. There's also boat spawns over here. Don't be afraid to break these 2 boats for mechanical parts, and usually one of them spawns. Then there's 2 truck spawns, and then some car spawns up here. And if you really need mechanical parts, this is in zone or whatnot, then you can rotate up, check out all the mechanical parts or the cars that spawn over here. You have 3 car spawns here, a few up here. Then if it's like really like in zone, you can even check this bunker chest and check this gas station over here. For number 4, I have Sweaty Sands. And the reason why Sweaty Sands is number 4, which is over like other places like Catty and Lazy and whatnot, is that because Sweaty also has basically has the options for everything. Because of where it is, it's surrounded by so much good shit. I mean, first off, there's a fuck ton of mechanical parts. There's a fuck ton of car spawns through here. We have Shade over here, the NPC that drops a scar for somebody, so you don't need to worry about a scar for somebody. This guy over here, you can buy Zone from him, I'm pretty sure, and Raven over here has a rift, and you might even be able to buy Zone from her too, I'm not sure. But nearby we have fishing holes, so if you get Zone and you want to fish, you can fish. You can get Surge on anybody in Coral, or anybody rotating through. You can run back, if this is all in Zone, you can run back to John Wick. All 4 of you guys can upgrade. You have a bunker chest here, and you just are basically guaranteed max everything. I mean, you won't be able to find much stone through here unless you start breaking walls, but I mean, there's stone all the way around. The rotate is pretty good. You're pretty much in the center of the map. There's a Spire nearby, if you, all 4 of you guys want to take that. There's not really anybody to worry about up here, you know, unless the rentals team, the Holly team, and if someone does a split over here. But early game, you're not really surrounded by any POIs. Most people don't rotate into Sweaty. You know, the Coral team swims through over here. You know, the Castle team might rotate through later, or they go down and up like this or something like that. Because going through Sweaty is scary, because, you know, if you land Sweaty, then you're a fucking animal, and no one's going to want to con you. So, now the final POI, in my opinion, for squad, this one might be a little bit controversy. Catty. The reason why I think Catty is really good is that, first off, in squads, you know, you'll have what, 2k mats, right? Is that right? No, it's more than that, ain't it? 1500, 6k mats, is that right? Yeah, okay. So we'll have 6,000 mats. So you have way more mats for tarp and everything like that. But because of no rotations in the game, and cars, you don't want to take cars because you'll get lasered by someone on console or controller, that you have mad chances for peppers. And I think peppers are going to be a really important rotate for whoever lands Catty. The downside is that there isn't that much loot. So if this is conned, and weather station is conned, then you're in for quite the pickle, because if we have a full team landed here, so let's say one team lands here, second team lands here, you loot all this, they loot all this, you guys fight, and then weather station rotates in, be pretty scuffed. But I think if you do win this and you get the noms and you end the fights quick, you also get an upgrade. There's mechanical parts in here. I'm pretty sure there are more parts in here, they just don't show, and there are chances for a few car spawns. And you can get Surge on the Camp Cot team when they come up. But, you know, if the Camp Cot team watched my video, then they know that better to tank Storm and go around and then position yourself later to get Surge. But let's say, you know, everything around you is unconned, because I doubt a full team will be landing weather station. That's going to be weird. 4 people, 9 chests. I mean, like, you won't have that much loot at all. So let's say unconned for whatever reason. So we send, you know, 1 here. Let's do 1 here. Oh, 1 here. 1 here. Or like 1 here. And this guy loots this. And 1 up here. And this guy loots all that. Then you own, you know, this area here. And then together you guys can loot down, check bunker, push into lazy, push retail, do whatever you want. So to wrap it up, number 1 was 30, number 2 was pleasant, number 3 was craggy, number 4 was sweaty, and number 5 was catty. And in my opinion, those are the best spots. If you want to debate me or whatnot, you can do it in the description. I mean, lazy is a pretty good spot as well. That'd be like 6, but it's also in the middle of the map. But you have to remember that what I'm looking at are mechanical parts, upgrade, nearby shit, bunker chests, rotations, stuff like that. While sure, if Spire has a fuck ton of chests, then you land there. But I mean, the nearby mechanical parts are over here, and especially if someone does some type of split over here for squads, then you guys are going to be left with makeshifts and shit. Sure, you can push into risky, grab some mechanical parts, but let's say the risky team is like, all right, we're stacked, let's just chill and billboard, then you're fucked. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Next video will be an advanced fighting one, just like the other 2 I had, and that will be uploaded tomorrow or maybe later tonight. We'll see when I do it. Cheers.